my wife and I said, who has church at Ralphie's Fun Center? Let's hurry up, let's get this done, let's get out of here. The Titans are kicking off in an hour. I viewed God before River Lake as if I didn't walk that fine line and buy the book that I was going to hell. And through this church and through River Lake, I found that that's not the truth. Before I started coming here, I had gotten away from the church because I felt like some of the beliefs that I was being told every Sunday was not necessarily what I felt in my heart. And River Lake has really changed that perception of the way I view God. And
me and Amy were on our own and we were just starting a new life, and I knew I needed to get back in church, but I didn't know exactly where to go. And I wanted to do the right thing for her, but I didn't. And I had tried different churches, but I just really didn't fit in anywhere.
I was going through a dark place in my life at that time, and so for about 2 years, I fell out of church, and spiritually and just mentally it affected me, and I knew that I needed to find a church. And especially not for me, but for my kids as well, because it's so important for your kids to be involved in church and for them to be growing up into a home where God is the most important thing.
I started 2 or 3 times trying to go back to church, but I developed, I guess, a phobia. And it wasn't the church's fault, it was probably me and a little help from Satan. I pretty much developed a phobia that I did not belong in church because I wasn't a Christian, and churches were just for Christians. And so I used every excuse in the book I could think of to skip church. Up until the time I retired and I ran out of excuses, and my wife, bless her heart, kept trying to get me to go to church.
I went through a time when I didn't want to live anymore, and I thought that I was alone.
by the second song, my wife was crying. I was feeling things that I had never felt before inside of a church. And as we left, we kind of looked at each other at the exact same time and it was like, we're coming back next Sunday. And we've been here for about a year now.
Anywhere. I didn't really feel comfortable anywhere, but when I walked in here, I was like, hey, I can do this. I just felt his spirit here and his welcoming. I knew that this was going to be the place for us, and I was so excited to be a part of it. And the people have been so helpful, and so, like if I have a question or a concern, they've been more than helpful to reach out. Everybody said, oh, come sit here, and you don't have to sit alone, and we're so glad you're here. I mean, they just said that over and over.
I actually had noticed Facebook on my social media site from a friend that attends River Lake Church, and I just messaged her, Angie Smith. And she was like, yes, we would love to have you to attend River Lake.
I started going to River Lake Church from day one. And what I discovered at River Lake Church was a different atmosphere, something totally different from what I was used to in churches. And I actually felt comfortable being there. I started asking myself, why should I be a Christian?
When I first came to River Lake Church, I figured it'd be like every other church I went to. I'm sitting there barking at you about God. Why do you not believe in stuff? I'm like, how can I just felt this overwhelming sense of, wow, I'm so wrong. I was so wrong for doubting. I felt almost ignorant. And through Pastor Nick's messages and his sermons, I found it.
River Lake has impacted me mainly is knowing that God loves me, and really just knowing that with all my heart now. Like my children have been baptized here. I got baptized here. River Lake does everything possible to make it easy for people to follow God, and that's what I love about River Lake.
The message is like, okay, hey folks, we're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm really going to help you today. And I'm like, okay, lay it on me because I really need it. And
Out of the blue, I was like, kids, we're going to church. We got up, we went to River Lake, and I've never looked back. I prayed so hard to find a good church, and I'm so blessed that He gave me River Lake.
Journey as a beginner that I down deep wanted to do for a long time. I just can't explain the feeling of what it was like to go down, and when I came out of that water from the baptism, it was just like I had a fresh start all over again. And like I say, I wasn't a young man, so that was a pretty awesome event for me.
There was one of Pastor Nick's messages about faith, and I struggled with that so much. I was completely lost, and when I heard it, I heard of other people's struggles and their stories. It made me realize that I wasn't the only one.
I'm really glad that someone gave to an empty chair.
And most of all, I'm so thankful that somebody gave to an empty chair.
I am so thankful that someone gave to an empty chair.
I'm so thankful that someone gave to an empty chair for me.
I'm so thankful someone gave to an empty chair.